Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. It is great to have you joining. We got a fun crew coming. You can choose your favorite cartoon character. You can choose to have your camera on. Annette, how are you? Great to see you. Diane's here. We got Andrea, a couple Andreas, in fact. Also, my sister's name. She goes by Andrea. Caraminder, good to see you. Glad you're jumping in two at once. Deval as well. This is so fun. I am so excited to have you guys here. We have a fun session up ahead. It's going to be short and intense, and I can't wait to show you this tool that I have recently been playing around with. We got people joining from all over the world, so we're going to go ahead and start the agenda right away. What I want you guys to take away from this is how to be a great facilitator and hopefully learn how to use a new tool. And it's all about having fun. And for us, fun is going to be the idea of having frictionless participation, unlimited participants, and a new frame as we think. And I think if we have those kind of three concepts when we facilitate, we're going to have successful facilitation. And I think that this tool, Butter, does a great job of getting those things out of us. And that's why I'm so excited to share it. So good to have you, Peter, joining from across the pond. And Rich, Hader, good to have you as well. And so first, let's talk real quick about Butter, and then we're going to dive into kind of some idea sessions. So what I've learned, and this is all from my own experience, so take for what you will, this is not a replacement for Zoom, right? This is a way for us to creatively come up with ideas in a new way. And so that's kind of where I think this is a cool tool. And if you do any creative sessions, this is a great way to kind of take action. So we're going to dive right into it. The first thing I want you to do on the left-hand side, I want you to give me your favorite reaction. Someone already did it, so that's great. Go ahead and click on react and give us your favorite reaction. Which one embodies your feelings right now? We got some love eyes. We got some other things coming up, so this is great. Now, as you notice when you jumped in the waiting room, there was kind of some funny music, right? Some music kind of getting you in the vibe. One of the things that I found with facilitation sessions is the more that you can immediately get people out of their norm, the more creative and interested they're going to be. So having a little bit of music at the beginning is a great way to do it. Of course, we want to break the ice, but let's think about how we can do that in an innovative way. So what we're going to do is take advantage of a feature. You can see the agenda that keeps people moving, keeps ideas going, but also timers do a great job of getting people to take action quickly. So what I want you to do in the next minute is I want you to find an object somewhere in your room, in your office, wherever you are, that describes your current mood. So the timer's already going. We got some music going. We got a minute here. Find an object. What describes your mood? Andrea's getting a blanket. Are you a little tired, maybe? Maybe a cup of coffee. That's good. We got 40 seconds. We got people joining. All right, Diane, I love the I love the icon. We got some other people jumping in. Kind of a funny place to jump in. If you're just joining us, we're finding an object that represents us. Okay? We got about 20 seconds left. Can't wait to see what you find, Peter. Thomas, look forward to seeing what you get. All right. Naranya, awesome. Deval, good to see you. Okay, yeah, we're gonna share these in just a second. So yeah, no punking out here. All right, you can see the timer. We got about 7 seconds left. You can tell me if you're done. We got some people voting here. All right, here we go. That's the time up. Time's up. Cool. Well, so that's kind of fun feature, right? So we add a little forcing function. So you guys now all have an object. And what you'll find, a version of facilitation that works really well is doing small, medium, large. Or I think about it as like the creative stone in the pond. You know, when you throw a stone in the pond, you have the big splash in the middle and then a ring out and a ring out. So with creativity, one thing that works well is starting with brain writing. So brain writing is the concept where you first think about your own ideas before you share. And once we have our own ideas, then we can go into a smaller group and create a brainstorm, right, where we share ideas. And then finally, a brain share, where we take those brainstorms from your small group and we share them out. So the next thing we're going to do is something you're probably familiar with, which is a quick breakout. And one of the things that I love doing is step changes. So you'll see that we do real quick changes in our facilitations because that keeps people's minds going and it keeps you from floating maybe into other areas, right? Opening up other tabs or things like that. So we're going to go ahead and do a breakout, and you should have someone in your group, and I want you to share your object with them. You only have, let's see, we're going to have 3 people in a group, and you only have 2 minutes, so it's going to be super fast. And we'll see you back here in 2 minutes. Ready, set, go. Woohoo! All right. Welcome back, everyone. I know that was not enough time. It never is. That's okay. So, Peter, what was the best object in your group? What did you guys find? Could be yours or someone else's. Okay. Nice, nice. Careminder, how about you? Do you want to share yours? I thought yours was pretty fun. That's right. That's right. Love it. Yep, good reactions. I love it. So, obviously, ice breaking is something you guys have probably done, but thinking about how do you do it in new ways that force multiple senses, right? So, touch, share, and that same concept of starting individually. So, you find something on your own, then you share it with a big, smaller group, and then with the larger group, right? So once we've broken the ice, one thing that I love is with creative collaboration, we want to make it frictionless, right? So that fun acronym. The first thing is frictionless. So one thing you can do here on Butter, which is really cool, is actually have the collaboration right on the tool. So I'm going to pull up a Miro board. If you've ever used this is kind of like a wireframing or kind of a design board. And you can see here, you can actually click on these. And so what I'm going to have you do is an exercise I do a lot with students, which is sharing a fear or a curiosity. So what I would love for you to do is find a sticky note. You can double click on it and write down either a fear or a curiosity. I'm going to give you a minute to do that. You can do both, and we'll see what you come up with. So here's some soul butter music for you while you come up with it. All right, all right. That was great. And we got some good ideas going. I know you're not all the way done, but one thing that, again, we're following that pattern of starting small, right? So brain writing, and now we're going to go to the brainstorm and how we're going to do that without talking. I'm going to give you another minute, and what I want you to do is organize these. So without any instructions, pull these around and group the ones that are similar next to each other. So if we have a couple on parenting, we'd group those on, one side or the other. So that's all the instruction I'm going to give you. Group them however they make sense, and we'll see what happens. Ready, set, go. We'll do big band. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is a great, I just wanted to show the potential. So one thing that is important in that fun acronym is the unlimited participation. We know from academic research and probably our own experience that the best way to get a good idea is to have lots of ideas. And the best way to have lots of ideas is encourage everyone to participate. So one thing that we see from research is that if you're in a brainstorm and everyone's shouting out ideas, generally the people that get heard are the people in power. So if they're older, if they're white males, if they, have some kind of higher job title, whatever it might be. So by doing the small, medium, large technique, we actually allow more ideas to start, and then we can filter later, right? So this is a really good technique to allow unlimited participation. So that's something you guys should steal, no matter whether you're using Butter or Zoom or another tool. The tool doesn't matter, but the technique is the same of start with brain writing, then go to brainstorming, then go to brain sharing. So we're going to go on to the next section because we're already running behind. We got to be tight. So obviously you've probably used polls and voting. One thing I love here on Butter is how we can actually use these for getting like voting. So the first thing I'm going to do is start a poll here and just ask you, do you host creative workshops? So let's go ahead and start that one. You should see that on the screen. Really easy. Have you been a host of creative workshops? That would probably be the reason you're here. But if that's not, that's totally fine. Happy to have you just support me for whatever reason it might be. So polls are a really good way to do that step change, right? So you saw I changed the screen you were looking at. You guys were having fun on Miro, but I changed it, keeping your attention, hopefully moving quickly. And so you can kind of see how you can do a standard poll. What I liked about Butter when I started using it was that I can make the poll on the fly. One of the things I hate about Zoom is I have to plan ahead which polls I'm going to use and then pull them in. And, so that's a problem for me because I don't plan ahead as well as some. So we got some people who are just here. I love you all. Thank you so much. But we can also do polls with voting, which I thought was pretty cool. So check this out. We can actually, let's start this one. So I'd love for you guys to share what's your top tip for hosting fun workshops. So this one, you're going to go ahead and fill in any answer you want. So I'll give you about a minute here to add your answer, and then you should get an option to actually vote on which ones you like the best. So go ahead, add your idea for how to host fun workshops, and then vote for your favorites, and we'll see which ideas rise to the top. Sorry to hear that, Katarina, but All right. Music. Yes, I love that one. Games. All right. Good ones. Go ahead and add your votes. We got about 20 seconds left. Trivia. Hey, Greg, good to have you. Diane, you got any ideas? There you go. I knew you'd come up with something fun. Inclusivity. I love it. Yep. All right. About 10 more seconds. Get your votes in and we'll see who wins. Last chance. Team games. That's good. 5 seconds left and we'll end the poll. All right. And so you can see, all right, Care Reminder, you got the most popular idea. So I think this is kind of a fun way to do polls, right? So you can get lots of ideas and actually sort them based on what comes up, which is kind of a fun technique that I really like. Now, we've talked about polls and voting. Another fun way is actually not only to give reactions, but obviously the chat. So you can see in the bottom left, you have the option to put in the chat. So what I'd love for you to put in now is, where in the world are you dialing in from? So let's see where in the world everyone is and get a sense of where people are at. And that's a fun way to kind of test out the chat feature. One thing I like here is that you can post a GIF. Andrea already found it. Good job, Andrea. Yep. So if you prefer video or images or GIFs over text, that's totally fine. So we got some folks from Portugal. Amazing. Buffalo, Minneapolis, Galway, India, London. What up? What up? That's one of my faves. That's really good. Italy, Boston. All right. So kind of some fun tools. Now, this, of course, is just the beginning of the fun. We're creating new frames. So, and again, in that acronym, we want to make sure that we're frictionless. So I think this is a good tool because you can immediately get into things collaboratively. We're trying to create unlimited participation. And now we want to think about, how do we get new frames? So one is by using different types of media, right? So just by using GIFs, it kind of puts your mind in a different frame. And we could respond to those as well. But another way we can respond is not just with GIFs or with images, but if you now go to the React side on the left, you have the option to react with sound. So what I'd love for you to now is pick the sound that you think represents you this morning. There you go. Now, at risk of my own sanity, I'm going to leave that open. And if you want to react with sounds throughout the remainder of the presentation, you can try. Otherwise, as a presenter, I can actually shut that off, which is potentially very helpful. Now, we not only can react with sounds, but we can actually share video. So YouTube is built in. So here's a YouTube video that I made yesterday about this session. And you can see how you can really quickly integrate a video. So perfect. I knew someone would take the bait. So kind of a fun way to integrate video into your sessions, right? And we're hitting at the end of the time. Last thing I wanted to show is that you can also integrate Google Docs right in Butter, which is kind of fun. So you can go in here and we can all type, our names or whatever we need to and get started. So yeah, Google Docs kind of boring, right? So a lot of potential to get rid of that frictionless, to encourage a lot of people participate and to kind of take action. So want to end on a bang. You guys had the fun. You had some sound. So in the chat, go ahead and share one thing that you can take from this session that you can apply to something you're going to do. So what's something that you could take from this session, whether it's a tool, a technique, or maybe a sound effect, anything that you can take from this and use. Yes, more playful demos. Love it. That's right. It's okay to be ridiculous. One thing we know about creativity is we need to have a new frame, right? And if we're always doing the same thing, we're always on a Zoom call with our camera off or with a bunch of tabs open, we're not going to come up with more ideas. And so excited that I could kind of share a little bit with all of you. And just because I was so excited about this tool, and like I said, I don't think it's a Zoom replacement at all. I think it's a way to break out of kind of the regular. So one thing that I've been thinking about doing, and based on your reaction, I'll kind of decide what to do, but I'd like to create a course on facilitation and on how to use Butter. The hook is 20 minutes, learn everything that we just went through in 20 minutes. So I just I just put a link in the chat to the page. So if you guys are interested in that course, go ahead and click that. And since you guys were here, you can pay what you want. So if you want to pay $0, if you want to pay $5, whatever, The plan would be it's 20 bucks for 20 minutes, and anyone here can also be a partner. So if you share it with someone else, you'll actually get $5 for everyone who signs up. So if enough people sign up, I'll actually build that. If nobody wants it, no one signs up, that's totally fine. I won't do it. But I wanted to make sure that you guys could see the fun that's possible, both the actual fun and the idea of frictionless, unlimited participation, and new frames. So this has been so fun. It's awesome to see some friends from past lives, people from around the country. I have a video of this that I'll share with all of you. But mostly, thanks for jumping on. I wanted to give you a real quick demo and some thoughts on facilitation. Cool, that's it. That's all I got. Great to see you all. Feel free to keep playing around. Butter's free, as far as I know. I haven't been asked to pay anything yet, so try it out. I'll see all you guys later. Take care.